When I touched the reins, did you see that horse? I didn't even move my hand. And that horse gave to that pressure. I'm gonna touch this other one. Look how he gives to that. I'm not doing anything. I got my fingertips on it. Hi, I'm Larry Trocha. And today I want to talk about how you use your hands. Either a snaffle bit or a curb bit. And more than just how you use your hands, but I want to give you a definition of what good hands are. Because I hear a lot of people, because of my website, I get a lot of emails, a lot of comments, people telling me, Larry, I'm so light with my hands. I have really good hands. I'm very careful never to put any pressure in the horse's mouth, but yet my horse is heavy and he won't stop and he won't turn and he won't do anything. And yet I'm using my hands perfectly. When I hear that, I know I'm communicating with a person who really doesn't understand what good hands are. Good hands, the hands of a horseman, are hands that teach the horse to give to pressure, okay? Whenever you see a horse that is real light in the mouth, real supple, real flexible, responds with fingertip control. Whenever you ride your horse and barely touch the reins, and that horse doesn't give, doesn't respond, you're actually teaching him to be heavy. You're actually teaching him to be unresponsive, okay? When I touched the reins, did you see that horse? I didn't even move my hand. And that horse gave to that pressure. I'm gonna touch this other one. Look how he gives to that. I'm not doing anything. I got my fingertips on it. He got that way because I made him understand that if he didn't give to pressure, that it was gonna get uncomfortable for him, that there were gonna be consequences that he would have to pay for not being giving and light and responsive, okay? If I put pressure in that horse's mouth and he drops off it and gives, I give him the slack, okay? That's what lets him know that it's a reward to be light, okay? And I use my hands. See, I'm just barely, it's just the weight of the reins making this horse give, okay? You've got to give your horse the motivation to want to respond. If you don't motivate him to respond, he sees no reason to respond. So if I touch the rein lightly and he doesn't give, here's the reprimand. Here's the consequences, bumping or pulling, okay? And that's how you get one really light. I touch it, if he doesn't respond, bump, bump, I go, hey, there's the consequences for not being light. Okay, if I ask him to drop straight down, and he's doing it so light now, after I bumped him a little bit, he knows what that means, and so a little bit goes a long way. But it gets to the point where I can put my rein hand anywhere, and he's gonna drop off of it. I can put my hand straight up and look at him drop off that, okay? I can put my hand way down here, and he's gonna, doesn't matter where I put my hands, he's gonna give pressure. It started with me teaching him to give to pressure. And his reward would be a slack rein when he gave. Pressure in his mouth, he gets a slack rein. That's his reward. That's his motivation for getting lighter and lighter. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Hi, I'm Larry Trocha. And I'm going to pause this video for a few seconds to clarify some pretty important stuff. I want to make an important point here. You're not going to learn everything you need to know by watching a 10-minute YouTube video. You're just not. And it doesn't matter how many of them you watch or how many different trainers you watch, you're not going to get the complete picture. And here's what's bad about that. You'll learn a certain thing from a video, which is good. There's some good YouTube videos out there. But you don't know when that particular lesson should be taught to the horse if preparatory work hasn't been done correctly. You know, when it comes time to train horses, you know, there's a step-by-step process. You know, he has to learn step 1 before you move on to step 2, etc., etc. And when you're watching a 5 or 10 minute YouTube video, all right, that video is taken out of context. You know, you really need to see the steps that come before, you know, that lesson is taught to the horse. And, you know, a lot of people are going to go, well, what's the big deal? Well, it is a big deal. And let me give you a good example. There's a trainer on YouTube, a good trainer, that his video is teaching the horse to stay in the spin. Now, he isn't teaching the horse to spin. He's just teaching a horse that already knows how to spin to stay in it, okay? And I'll get I'll get an email once in a while from somebody that'll say, Larry, look at this video. It's so great. You know, he's teaching this horse to spin. And it'll show, you know, the trainer demonstrates to keep the horse in the spin. He keeps, you know, spinning him and then backing him up, spinning him and backing him up. Well, all right, that's how you get him to stay in the spin, but that's not how you initially teach the spin. You know, so these folks are trying to get their horse to spin by turning them and backing them up, turning them and backing them up. Well, all that does is cause the horse to bang his front legs together so he can't spin. And so that's the type of misconception that can happen if you don't have the complete picture, the step-by-step process. And, you know, I mean, that's why, you know, I've got complete training courses on my website that goes through, you know, each step. You do this first, you do this second, you do this third. You know, it shows you the whole program step by step so you don't, you know, cause problems. And that's the only way you're going to learn how to take the pieces of the puzzle and put them together in the correct order to get the end result. You know, the end result is a well-trained horse. And so, you know, you need to follow the process of step 1, step 2, step 3 if you're ever going to get there. And I'll leave links in the description area below this video to some of my training courses if you want to check them out.
I hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you when I upload a new video. Leave your comments and questions in the comment section below the video. Oh, and don't forget to go to my website and get that free membership. It'll give you access to all kinds of good stuff. I mean, you'll learn a bunch. I'll have a link to it down below also. Okay, that's all for now. Take care.